Watch what he does. Oh, Zach closed both competitors. Blowing that log apart. He's coming at it at 12 seconds. One more, and he's done it. He's done it. He is punching that log. Wow. What just happened?
STIHL Timbersports 2019, very, very important day. The most important day of the year, the day in which we crown a national champion for 2019. Tommy Sanders here with Kevin Holtz. We've been through the semifinals yesterday. 20 had qualified from around the country, split into 2 pools, and 5 from each pool have made it here. There are your qualifiers, and the name that towers over everyone else, of course, 6-time champion Matt Koger. The rest of the guys are chasing him, and that's a tall mountain to climb, Kevin.
Yeah, you know, I thought I had my mind made up weeks ago about who I was looking at and what we were going to see and who was going to have the best chance of dethroning Matt Koger if he is to be dethroned. And I'm looking at guys like Matt Slingerland and Jason Lentz. And then I said, geez, what about Walt Page? Man, he's coming on really strong. And then you pull up Cassidy Shear for the past 3 years. He's been just running like a house of fire. Then all of a sudden you meet Nate Hodges. And this rookie comes out of nowhere and is just making a mess of the place. So you could throw, I don't know, half a dozen names out there, and they've all got a shot at taking down Matt Koger.
The field for the men's division is loaded. We'll also be crowning a women's U.S. champion. More on that coming up a little bit later. Right now, though, we're ready to get started with our first event for the men, the Underhand. We're looking at number 4 there, Cassidy Shear. Stand number 1. Cassidy going up against the sensation, really, you have to say, of the semifinals. Nate Hodges, his first year in STIHL Timbersports, and he blew it away, won 3 of the 6 disciplines yesterday. He's a strong, strong competitor.
I got to be honest, I didn't give this guy nearly enough credit coming in here yesterday. Yes, he was number 1 qualifier in the Western region, but you know what? That's kind of a home field advantage. I said, you know what? Get any of these new guys under the lights, the camera, the action. But when he came out for this springboard, he cracked a smile over at Mike Slinger. I said, you know what? He's just relaxed. And he talked about that. He said, you know, I'm on the stage with my friends. This is just another competition. And that attitude and his speed carried him yesterday. Put on an absolute clinic and put a lot of guys on high alert.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah, sensation is one word. I call it an anomaly. I thought yesterday we'd see the wheels come off the cart for Nate Hodges, and he didn't just hold it together, he accelerated. He is a bit behind Cassidy Shear. Cassidy Shear in semifinals yesterday was like a man running downhill. He was good at some points and fell on his face at others, but here he is. Look at this race between Cassidy Shear and Nate Hodges. What a finish from these two. Oh, no.
Well, let's listen to the start. That'd be the way, one way to try to identify whether he jumped the starter pistol.
I think he was fine on that. I mean, maybe worth looking at, but Rich Hallett's already on his way back out.
After review, we've determined that both cuts are good.
All right, big sigh of relief for Nate Hodges.
Hey, Cassidy, you said when you were 14 years old, you started cutting underhand. You actually cut yourself, but it didn't faze you. Now you're one of the top-ranked underhand cutters in the world.
Yeah, no, I enjoy chopping underhands. It was the first chop I learned, first chop I got good at. Oddly enough, it's kind of my weakest chop right now, but yeah, I'm happy with that cut. Maybe could have gotten one hit earlier, but I kept the axe moving, never stuck. I'm content with that cut.
Great cut, though, Cass.
Thanks, everybody. Woo! Yeah.
Cassidy Shear just managing to shade Nate Hodges there. Shear's official time, 19.195, ahead of Nate Hodges, 19.434. 2 good cuts right there. Nate Hodges cutting right about what he did in the semis, but Cassidy making about a 2-second improvement there.
My name is Cassidy Shear, and I am an urban lumberjack. I've got my training yard set up in the backyard here where I can do all 6 STIHL Timbersports disciplines. The Springboard here, this is the one event that's kind of hard to train in the backyard because I haven't found a good way to get the 9-foot springboard pole through my flower garden, across my yard, onto my deck. I chop with the pockets already cut here, and then when I'm at the lumberjack exhibitions I work at, I do a lot of full springboards. Obviously, the hot saw is a very important discipline in the STIHL Timbersports series, one that I'm probably the least experienced at of the 5 disciplines. That necessitates lots of practice, and the noise level that these machines crank out can certainly be an issue here in the city. So what I've done to mitigate that is talk to all of my neighbors in close proximity. I tell them what I'm doing. Hey, I was gonna run the hot saw. Your kids aren't sleeping or anything, are they?
They are already up for the nap, so that'd be perfect time.
Okay, perfect. And then just to make it easier for everybody, I only run my hot saw from the hours of 9 to 5 during the weekday, so most of them are gone at work anyway. The city inspector did show up once, which I'm guessing was one of the neighbors on the proximity of the hot saw circumference loud area. And yeah, he was pretty cool though. Apparently I'm not in any sort of serious violation by running the hot saw. That's just part of my urban lumberjack lifestyle.
Well, a new face and a very familiar face on the left. That is Mark Boquin going up against probably the toughest test he'll face all day. 6 times, 6 consecutive national championships on the line today for Matthew Koger.
Year 7, I'm feeling really good. There's very little nervousness. I think if there is any kind of, I guess, jitters, it's like that excitement to go again, and just here we are and perform the best I can, and really just going all out for it. Because I mean, you got some guys that are going to be going for it as well, but you know, I'm not necessarily worried about how they go. I mean, I do want them to do well, of course, but just for my own sake, I'm ready to go too.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh man, and we saw this a lot yesterday. Mark Boquin is right on those goes. He's looking for, oh, he's around already. Oh boy, I am worried that Mark Boquin may have taken out a loan on the front side of that log, and he's gonna have to pay it back.
Oh yeah.
Matt Koger made him pay it back. An unofficial 15-2-5 showing on the boards.
Going for his 7th consecutive U.S. title, Matt Koger from West Virginia. Right there, just showing his incredible consistency.
Look at the opening blows from Matt Koger. Went way low on his first opening blows, drew a huge slab of wood. Matt has just done so much work on the front side of that log. Tons of slope, blows it apart.
You know, Matt Koger, he's such a nice, approachable guy. We never see him mad, but I saw when you stuck that first hit, you couldn't pull it out. You didn't look happy, and all of a sudden, the Matt Koger we've all seen came out.
Yeah, it kind of gets you a little upset and stirred up, and you're like, yeah, I want to really nail this thing now. And yeah, it kind of threw me off guard just a hair, you know. I put the axe in, and it went really well. I mean, I knew that was the axe I wanted to use, and it was the right choice. I just probably wasn't quite prepared to handle it.
We're going to let you get ready for the stock side. There he is, the best in the country, maybe the best in the world, Matt Koger.
And Matt Koger's official time of 14.46, almost a full second faster than he cut it in the semifinals. Matt Slingerland, Cassidy Shear, Nate Hodges. We look now, starting to look at that number 8 position. 9 and 10 will not pass after the next 2 disciplines are done. We will hit the next discipline for the men and the women when we return to Milwaukee for the championships right after this.
This CBS Sports Spectacular, the STIHL Timbersports U.S. Championships, is sponsored by STIHL, German engineered, built in America. Find yours at stihlusa.com. Duluth Trading Company, the official workwear sponsor of STIHL Timbersports. And by John Deere, nothing runs like a deer.
Welcome back to the 2019 STIHL Timbersports U.S. Championships. Continue shortly with our men's competition, but right now let's meet the top 10 women lumberjack athletes in the country who will be competing in 3 disciplines: the stock saw, the single buck, and the underhand, to become the 2019 STIHL Timbersports Women's U.S. Champion. They'll start off with the stock saw, so here we go.
I wouldn't do this if I didn't want to win, yeah, to win STIHL Timbersports in Milwaukee, in my home state, against women that I know kill it, like that would be huge.
To be amongst all these women on this stage, I just want to, you know, continue to do my best and make other people proud that maybe didn't get this chance.
Kate Wiskowski in the foreground. Alex Miller on stand number 2. Alex Miller from Alden, New York. This is her 2nd straight appearance on this championship stage. Ditto for Kate Wiskowski. She also has the advantage of being a home state favorite here. So it's from Hayward, Wisconsin.
3, 2, 1, go!
Kate Wiskowski getting up and rolling that saw into that cut. Puts a lot of pressure on there. Other than that, we've got a pretty dead run right now. I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be an advantage Miller, and Alex Miller just keeps getting faster in this stock saw. Excellent run from Alex Miller. Is smooth, it's steady, she's staying in position, not shifting around. Nice run, Alex Miller.
She was first to the wood. She was second in the changeover, and then first at the end. 11.70 is her time. Right behind her, Kate Wiskowski, 11.99.
I put a lot of work in, and obviously we all want to win, we want to be great, but at the end of the day, I think this sport truly shows hard work pays off. If you work hard, you will succeed.
I've had to get really good at blocking out the crowd. I'm walking out on that stage and I'm looking where I'm gonna go, and I'm not looking at the other women, I'm not looking at the crowd. When I'm on that stage, it's go time.
3, 2, 1, go!
Kendall Cornelius first to the wood.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I think Kelly reeled her in. I think,
oh man.
Wow.
Oh my word, that's gonna take a while to sort that one out. So very close between Carrie Kelligan and Kendall Cornelius.
You just laid down two perfect cuts in my mind. What's going through your head in 2019?
I've gone back to the basics, just really solid, how to pick up the saw, how to make a really good cut, listening to the saw and understanding how the RPMs are working on that piece of wood, and today I think it really paid off. It was a great honor to be on the stage with Kelly. She's the wild card this year, so she's here on an awesome ticket. Let's all hear it for Kelly. She did a great job.
Tommy, I mentioned I thought we'd see some time stacked in there.
How about the top 5 within 0.2 of a second?
Yeah, we're starting to pile them up now.
Great racing there, and last two hot saw competitors trying to take down Alex Miller did not succeed in doing so, missed it by 2/100ths of a second. Did Kendall Cornelius, she's in second place with 11.72. Kelly Kerrigan right behind, 5/100ths of a second behind Cornelius with 11.77. Now let's get back over to our men competitors in the middle of the stock saw as well. Walt Page has set the time to beat at 10.46. Our next heat features our Pool B stock saw winner, Mike Slingerland, going up against the newcomer, Nate Hodges, who was our Pool A winner.
Well, and he is one of the guys that is just an absolute student of the sport, has cut hundreds and hundreds of cuts. Look at how flawless that changeover was from Mike Slingerland. Wow! He is going to be right there with Walt Page, maybe ahead of Walt Page. But he mentioned earlier today, he is one of the last of 2 guys that get on the inside of that log as opposed to standing on the outside of the log. Big difference for Mike Slingerland.
Well, his official time, you see right there, 10:41. Last time around in the semifinals, he cut a 10:64. Final heat, top 2 seeds in the stock saw. There he is, Jason Lentz.
The top seeded. He's running with Matt Marks in heat number 5 in the Steel Timber Sports Championship.
Matt Marks had the best stock saw time of all the semifinals yesterday. Pool A and B, 10.46.
Go!
Wow, very quick to the wood for Matt Marks. Jason Lentz is going to have to reel him in. Look how far ahead he is at the switch. Wow, what a nut. Look at that unofficial time.
Matt Marks may well have broken 10 seconds. That's almost unthinkable, considering what the scores have been this week. Yeah, he knows it. That fast performance is our John Deere power play. Nothing runs like a deer.
Look at how fast he was on the first cut, getting that saw to the block. Clean, thin, straight cut, rips the top off. Beautiful work from Matt Marks.
You haven't had much time to train, but you had enough time to grow the Timber Sports mustache, and this guy knows how to run a stock saw. You want to give up some secrets?
Well, secrets don't make friends, Dave, so I don't have a lot to give up, honestly. But I'd like to thank my wife and my support group, and I'm really happy with what STIHL has done here, and German Fest is awesome, and I'm having a great time, so thank you everybody for coming out, and enjoy the day.
All right, we're going to wait on his time. Matt Marks.
There's your official time for Matthew Marks, a 10.01, just blowing this field away here today in Milwaukee and setting a new U.S. record in the stock saw. Just an unbelievable time. And now for the all-important STIHL Timber Sports overall points after our first 2 events. Matt Slingerland on top with 16 points, just 2 points ahead of Cassidy Shear, and just 3 points back sits our 6-time STIHL Timbersports champion Matthew Koger. But the real story is at the bottom of our points. After the next event, the standing block will be losing 2 of our competitors. As it stands right now, that would be Mark Boquin and Calvin Willard.
Matt Marks right around 10 seconds flat.
The STIHL Timbersports U.S. Championships are a part of this year's German Fest here in Milwaukee.
So German Fest obviously supports the German heritage and the German culture, and as it turns out, lumberjacking and wood carving and those kinds of arts really are part of our German heritage. This is actually our 39th festival, and we celebrate the entire culture of the German community here in Milwaukee and then throughout the entire world. We're one of the largest German festivals, especially when it takes just the fact that we have 3 days into account, and we get about 70 to 80,000 people just over 3 days. So we're excited to welcome you, and we can't wait to see you.
Stream CBS Sports HQ, the free 24/7 news network for coverage that's always focused on the game. Get nonstop highlights, fantasy advice, and picks. Download the CBS Sports app to watch today. Welcome back to Milwaukee. This is the 2019 STIHL Timbersports U.S. Championships. We'll continue now with our men's division competitors. And this is the way the points stand after the first 2 disciplines. Matt Slingerland on top with 16 points. Just 2 points back is Cassidy Shear, but 6-time champion Matthew Koger only sits 3 points back in 3rd place. Our guys in fear of being eliminated are Jason Lentz, Mark Boquin, and Calvin Willard. Need to pick up some much-needed points in the standing block to advance to the next round. To tell us more about the standing block, here's Dave Jewett, the Duluth Trading Company Discipline Review.
Athlete versus tree. Their goal, sever a 12-inch log. This is a standing block. The standing block mimics felling a tree with a racing axe as fast as possible. When the gun fires, you have to chop halfway through the log. In order to do that, know the log, be familiar with your equipment. The best athletes will put 10 to 12 hits in the front. The elite athlete will put 6 to 7 hits in the front. The turn is a 4-step motion with speed, minding the chips on the ground which you've removed. Run to the backside with no hesitation. Open up the backs with confidence, making a split decision. Do I take another chip for safety, or do I have the confidence to drive this log off?
Guys are going to rock the stage for sure. Jason Lentz and Matt Slingerland. Jason Lentz on the left, Matt Slingerland on the right. Jason Lentz got a 19-1-1 in the semifinals. Matt Slingerland an 18-6-4. So these guys are pretty evenly matched. We're looking forward to a great race.
They also just saw Calvin Willard post a really solid time, 17.21. They now know what the timber can give. Look at the slab of wood falling off the face of Jason Lentz's block. He knows he's got a melon. He's around to the backside. Axe hang for Matt Slingerland. That axe is not liking the block, at least in the opening side. Oh, Jason Lentz.
Sub 15 unofficially. That is a strong, strong statement right there for Jason Lentz. And he steps out far ahead of the crowd with that effort right there. Official time 14.352 for Jason Lentz. Calvin Willard with a good 17.21, sort of left in the dust right there on that one. But both of those guys looking good in the standing block. Now our next 2 athletes are looking to take it down. Our defending champion, 6-time national champ, Matthew Koger, going up against Walt Page.
A couple of my favorite standing block cutters to watch. They're both going to be posting some serious times. They just saw that 14-second time from Jason Lentz. They got to cut their block, though, to the best of their ability. Oh, an uncharacteristic bobble from Matt Koger. He stepped, maybe it was, oh, the block just falling apart for Matt Koger. He shortened up his front. This is insanity on this stage right now. Matt Koger, I don't know if he missed that down hit or if he went to shorten up his front face just to get out of there. So you see there, 7 hits in the front of the block, goes to the back. His first up driver rattles the block in half, and now he just goes into a round of drivers. These guys are watching. They know what that wood's producing. And there's that little expression like, yeah, it could have gone better.
Yeah, I've got Matt Coger here. We are waiting to see if his time took down Jason Lentz. It's a real science. It's an art. What's the science for cutting a standing block? What did you just tell me?
You just got to, we call it backwards geometry, but it's like you have to have the certain angle that removes the chip a lot easier, and then you got to match them up so that, the log comes off more efficient with the fewest number of hits. Jason put up a great cut there before, and, that's the time to beat. And well, I thought, well, if he can do it, I can do it. But then I got into it, and the wood wasn't quite probably what was quite the log that he had. Yep. So,
well, I got some numbers for you that just came through my ear. 14.11 seconds. That's you, big guy. You just took the lead.
Yeah, but we'll see how long it stands. There's a couple great competitors coming up here next in the next heat, and we'll just see how it goes. It's just the name of the game.
Good stuff from Matt Coger right there, and of course, finishing off everyone else in the standing block. Matthew Coger, an official time of 14.11, just edging out Jason Lentz, who had his own great cut, that's for sure. It's Walt Page trying very hard to get himself back into this thing. Did cut a 17.52. Top two seeds in the standing block, Cassidy Shear on the left, Nate Hodges on the right. Watch for some speed from Nate Hodges. He is a blur when he gets things going.
Yeah, he moves this axe like nobody else right now that's cutting the standing block.
Got a near full house here in Milwaukee today. They want to see this.
To your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Ooh, Cassidy Shear right on that go. But here comes that speed we talked about with Nate Hodges, just peppering the hits into that log. He's around to the back, and if you can save a fraction of a second on each hit, you're going to come out on top.
Oh, he just about didn't come out on top. He thought he was going to finish it off with the penultimate hit there, but it took one more.
Look at the freight train on stand number 2, just busting off.
Look at Nate Hodges here, compact, very powerful competitor here, and again, his speed is just something that is up at another level. Cassidy Shear finishing up officially in 4th place. Nate Hodges finishes up right ahead of him in 3rd place. Jason Lentz with a great cut, but Matthew Coger, 14.117, that is strong. The winner of the standing block discipline here. Well, now we have to tally the points to see which 8 competitors will move on to round 2. We'll have that when we return.
Matt Coger blowing that log apart. He's coming at it at 12 seconds. One more, and he's done it.
Coming up next, it's a recap of what was a wild bull riding season on 2019, a PBR Race for the Ages. That's next, right here on CBS. The STIHL Timbersports U.S. Championship from Milwaukee continues. It's the quest for the U.S. women's title, and now it's time for the single buck. Right now, last year's champ, Erin Lavoie, has the top time at just under 13 seconds. Next up, a rematch from earlier in the season. Alex Miller and Martha King facing off in the single buck.
I took first in the single buck and put down a really, really nice time. I have a new saw, very fresh, and it's been running really nice and smoothly.
It kind of stepped up my game after coming out first because I knew, everyone's going to be bringing their A game for the finals. I certainly didn't stop there.
I want to say it's time. I want to say it's my turn, but life isn't fair and it doesn't always work out that way. So I'm just going to give it my best and go out there and have fun because that's the important thing. I do this because I love it. Just got to go out there and do what I know how to do. That's exciting to me when I focus on beating the block or beating my best self. That's when I feel like I've really arrived.
3, 2, 1, go!
Bit of trouble at the top for Alex Miller. Martha King is not waiting around. She starts with that saw a little bit nose up. Now it's got it settled down into a nose down position. Oh, what a heartbreak for Alex Miller. Nice clean finish. Nice run, Martha King.
Yeah, Martha King, she's got a lot of fight in her. How did you feel it went?
Well, better than at the qualifier. I mean, it's a faster time, but still I could work on longer, smoother strokes. But that's always cutting. I'm grateful for a good wedger. It's a lot of fun to be out here, and I just can't wait for the next event.
Watch her do her thing in the underhand chop coming up next. We're going to wait for the official time coming in from Martha King.
And with that fast time right there, Martha King takes the top spot in the single buck, moves to the top of STIHL overall points with 1 discipline remaining. And now let's get back over to our men's competition where they're getting ready for their fourth discipline, the single buck.
No mistakes. That's what it comes down to. No mistakes, none whatsoever. You have a goal in your head, what you're going to do to the log, or how many hits you're going to put in your pockets, and how many strokes you're going to cut the single buck in. That's what training's about.
You can see the standings right there after 3 events. 6-time champion Matthew Koger on top, followed by Shear and Matt Slingerland. They are our top 3, but now we have to say goodbye to our bottom 2 competitors. Those 2 will be Mike Slingerland and Mark Boquin as we move into round 2. Let's get started with the single buck.
Another multi-generational competitor. Look at the setup difference, though, between Walt Page and Jason Lentz. Walt Page starting that saw nearly dead flat. Jason Lentz just a little bit of nose down action. Walt Page, I believe, running a J.P. Mercier saw. And it looks like Jason Lentz is as well.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Look at the horsepower, using every inch of that long frame. Jason Lentz forcing his way down through the bottom of that block.
Big win for Jason Lentz right there. Jason Lentz started out in 5th place, Timbersports Championship overall points.
Here's another look at that run from Jason Lentz. Look at how he's throwing that handle all the way to the block, throwing his head, throwing his shoulders, getting every ounce he can behind that saw.
I'm just going to wait for the official time. You know, you're chasing 10.5 yesterday was the fastest time. That was one of the best cuts, I thought, Jason, but you thought you could have had a better stroke with about 3 strokes to go?
Yeah, the second stroke from the last stroke there, I kind of short stroked it. Thought it might have come off on the next pull and didn't want to make the same mistake I did last year and get last place in that event.
Your fastest time of the weekend was 10.5, 10.492, buddy. You're in the lead.
We heard Super Dave there giving us the official time for Jason Lentz, 10.492. That's pretty strong right there. Calvin Willick hanging in 2nd place at 10.492. Is now listed as the new U.S. record in this category, the single buck.
That is just epic. Finals day, we've got 2 new U.S. records. Matt Marks in the stock saw, Jason Lentz in the single buck.
We just got one more heat remaining in the single buck to see if Jason's time holds up.
Ready.
Cassidy Shear going up against our 6-time champion, Matthew Koger.
3, 2, 1, go!
Big pole stroke from our 6-time champ, Matt Koger, but watch out, here comes Cassidy Shear. He is on his heels.
Oh, it's going to be Matt Koger by half a second.
Oh,
and look at that time
from Matt Koger.
Could be looking at another national record here.
I tell you what, the timber is on today. Our competitors are on today. Times are falling.
Well, it's just coming in my ear right now, 9.85. We're going to let you get ready for the springboard. We're going to let you bring it down, come back up in the springboard. Congratulations for the win. Congratulations for the national record.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Look at those incredible times, the 2 times at the top of the leaderboard right there. And we thought Jason Lentz had just set the world on fire, but Matthew Koger came and just took the top of the mountain really quick right there. And that's going to give him top points coming out of the single buck. There are your STIHL overall points. Now after the next discipline, the springboard chop, we will drop 2 more competitors, then head into the final reckoning with the hot saw.
And it's Matt Koger. He did it. Matt Koger did it. You did it, buddy.
Our 10 athletes have been battling through 2 elimination rounds and 4 events to get here. We have had 2 U.S. records set so far. Matthew Marks 10.01 in the stock saw.
What just happened?
And Matthew Koger's 9.85 in the single buck.
He did it! Matt Koger did it!
We now move into our final event of round 2, the springboard. After that, we'll drop 2 more competitors. Well, we're already 2 heats into the springboard, and it would be Walt Page laying down the time to beat. 42.74.
Just bringing silly speed there, Walt Page.
So here we go with our next heat of the springboard. Nate Hodges going up against Matt Slingerland.
2, 1, go!
Obviously a really solid time to beat there, that 42.74. What is going on with Nate Hodges? Like, what? I just don't get it. I keep saying how, like, you know, rookies, springboard, tough discipline. And he just flows through this. The speed, the accuracy.
I've never seen anyone stand on a board and chop that fast. I'm sorry, I never have. Oh, man. Check it out. Nate Hodges.
Unbelievable. Let's go back and watch this run from Nate Hodges. No issues, cut out the back of it, just did exactly what, it's like somebody took decades of timber sports knowledge and plugged it into a USB port in the back of his brain.
Yeah, it's just been announced. That's a new national record.
Yeah, why
the
not?
third one today.
Why
the third
not?
one today. Nate Hodges of California. His first visit to the stage at the Steel Timber Sports Championship, and that 37.271, a new national record.
Nice freaking job, Nate Hodges.
I knew going into that the wood was good. I could see the times coming out of the other guys, and I go, you know what? If I have a good run here, I'm gonna be sub 40, and I'll be damned. It was there.
Well, Cassidy Shear again comes into this thing, into this second round, second place in points behind this man, Matt Koger. Cassidy Shear, the consummate showman. He would love nothing better than to jump up there and take down the champ in that one. That would give him cause for celebration for sure.
Go! Okay, they got a time to beat. They got points to get. Advantage Koger on that first pocket. Four hits, but got to go back, sweep, starting to peck at it. Cassidy Shear up to that block, took advantage of that fumble from Koger. These guys are cutting at 20 and 22 seconds respectively. We're not going to see, I don't think, it'd be an absolute miracle at this point for either one of them to break that record set by Nate Hodges.
Oh, that's a good cut though
that
from
is
Cassidy
tight.
Shear. Both of them putting out a great cut. In normal circumstances, those would be world beaters right there.
Unbelievable.
Well, you talk about a bunch of guys rising to the occasion on this special day,
Yeah.
summer of 2019. We are seeing it in action here. It is magnificent.
Let's take a look at this run here from these two gentlemen as they duke it out head to head. Advantage Koger, but just slightly on that first board. Getting into this second board, Koger bobbles a little bit. Oh, Cassidy Shear bobbled a bit too, almost going over backwards on that board. Koger's got to go in for a finger sweep and a couple of peck hits to clean out that second pocket. Cassidy Shear, though, not wasting any time, wading into that white pine block at the top of the tree. I didn't think either one of them had a chance. I didn't think they could move that much wood that quickly. They proved me wrong. Cassidy Shear right on the heels of Nate Hodges. I don't think he quite caught him.
Well, you got to feel a little bit for Cassidy Shear. Most other days, that would have been the time to beat, but today is a special one for Nate Hodges, laying down an incredible time of 37.27 to set a new U.S. record in the Springboard. And here's what we need to see right now. The Steel overall points at the end of round 2. And it will be our 6-time champ, Matthew Koger, leading the way into the final discipline, the hot saw, followed by Cassidy Shear, just 4 points back. Nate Hodges, Jason Lentz, Matt Slingerland, and Walt Page all will be moving to round 3. Calvin Willard and Matthew Marks will be the two that drop off as we move into the hot saw, where the points are tripled. You don't want to miss this. Welcome back to the 2019 Steel Timber Sports U.S. Championships. Now let's go to the final women's event, the Underhand Chop, crown a 2019 champion. Here's the way the steel points stand as we move into our final discipline, the Underhand, where Caitlin Page has set the time to beat at 49.30 with 2 heats remaining.
It's hard not to go into those events and compare yourself. You know, Martha and Erin are two of the best female underhand cutters in the world. If I go into those events thinking I have to beat those girls, that's not the right place for my head to be. I need to go into those events and think, do the cut you know you can do, and I know I'll be right up there with them.
3, 2, 1, go!
2017 champ Kendall Cornelius not here with us last year. Missed the event dearly and is looking to find some redemption here in 2019. Wow, beautiful turn from Kendall Cornelius. Quickly back into the block. Big axe, spanning it well, placing the hits well. Well, that might be a little premature on the driving. I think we got to get another chip out of that. Oh, this is where time just erodes away. There it is. Kate Witkowski passing Kendall Cornelius. Yeah, all eyes were on Kendall Cornelius. She had a beautiful cut going. Kate Witkowski is all smiles, though. Unofficially in the 43-second range.
Well, there you go. Kate Witkowski taking over the lead, 42.57. Kendall Cornelius, her 54.52, lands her in 4th place. Big heat coming up right here, possibly the biggest. The King can notch a championship. She cuts it faster, 42.57.
Dreams start at such an early age, and you know, we've only just recently had this opportunity to compete in the Steel Series on this grand stage, but it would mean a lot to me because I've had the wonderful support of my family, and I really want to make them proud. And I want to be worthy. And so to be there, I'll feel like I've done it.
Wow, really pushing that go. A little bit of trouble for Erin Lavoie on stand number 1. A couple of stuck hits. Seems like things are freeing up. Maybe got past a little bit of the drier wood on the outside of that block. Martha King, look at the opening blows from Martha King. Lets that heel suck into that block. Going after those corners. Keeps a nice wide face, lots of slope. Lavoie also a massive, look at the clean lines from Erin Lavoie. She's got to clear that chip. That is Martha King. She's got a big wall of wood there. There it is. Look at that King. And Lavoie right on her heels.
Oh my goodness, if that unofficial time is correct, if the cut is ruled to be legal, Martha King stand on top of the world.
Go back and take another look at this run. There's Martha King at the turn. Look at that opening blow. Drives it in, stuffs the X in there, hangs it up a little bit. Both of these ladies had the benefit of watching all the heats that came before them. They knew they had to open wide with tons of slope.
You know, I've been watching Martha compete for so many years, and I just said, Martha, you're fast. Like, you're not always fast. You're just faster this year. You've been working on that?
I have been, yes. Everybody says I've got a pretty good style, but it's a very long style, which takes a lot of time in the air. And I've been working to kind of condense things and just move myself faster, I guess.
Well, 39.58 is your time. That is the winning time. You're going to see more and more of her in the future.
Well, there it is, Martha King, after coming in 2nd place last year, Kevin, on top in 2 out of 3 disciplines. She was the absolute best today.
She really proved that she deserves to be on top of the heap. She had an exceptional performance. Like you said, 2 out of 3, that's pretty hard to beat.
Well, once again, these women prove that they can put on a fantastic show and show off some tremendous lumberjack skills for the nation. Martha King is your 2019 STIHL Timbersports U.S. champion. She takes home a John Deere Gator, and Erin Lavoie, for her 2nd place finish, is awarded a Duluth Trading Company prize pack. And in 3rd place, it's going to be Kate Witkowski. And congratulations again to our national champion, Martha King.
Martha King. Unbelievable.
One champion is crowned, and up next, the men's championship will be decided by the most unpredictable event, the hot saw.
This CBS Sports Spectacular, the STIHL Timbersports U.S. Championships, is sponsored by STIHL, German engineered, built in America. Find yours at stihlusa.com. Duluth Trading Company, the official workwear sponsor of STIHL Timbersports. And by John Deere, nothing runs like a deer.
Welcome back to the 2019 STIHL Timbersports U.S. Championships. We are down to 6 competitors and only 1 event remaining to crown our 2019 U.S. champion. Let's take another look at our STIHL Timbersports overall points right there, and it's Matthew Koger with a 4-point advantage over Cassidy Shear. Matt Slingerland, the first one who could conceivably win from down there in 5th place if he collects 1st place and given a DQ by Matt Koger.
Go!
Up and in, clean first cut. Looking good, looking good.
Ooh, that was fast too.
Unofficially showing in the low 5-second range. Welcome words for Matt Slinger as we watch this replay. Up into the block, just slams it into that cut. 3 clean discs.
Yeah, that's 5 seconds well spent, for sure. Absolutely. There's your athlete overall points right there, and he is now the man with the lead. He could be the man on top, but he's got to get some help from a lot of other quarters as well. There's Jason Lentz getting ready for his turn.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this one. I've talked a lot about how you can see the mental change, the discipline change with Jason Lentz. And I think this is an event where his development is really going to pay off.
Go!
Bit heavy on that first one, but he seemed to hold it together pretty well. Looking pretty thin at the bottom of that block.
Flag is down. Rich Hallett's going to tell us what it's all about.
The cut is under review.
Here we go. This might give us a better indication. I think on that upcut, he put that saw into the block so hard it tore away that wood. This will be our...
All right, let's watch.
Boy.
That gap is what you're talking about.
Yep, but I think that'll count as a complete cut. I will be stunned if that comes back as an incomplete cut.
After video review, we've decided it's a disqualification for an incomplete disc.
Wow. Jason Lentz is having a look at that. He does not seem pleased with that call. Obviously not pleased with that call.
Super close call.
Yeah, remember the time when.
Nate Hodges next to go here.
Let's, unbelievable. What an unbelievable weekend for Nate Hodges.
Athlete ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Little burp of the throttle, and is he going to be our second competitor tonight to split that crayon line?
Man.
The cut is good.
Woo.
All right, Nate Hodges, unofficially not as fast as Matt Slingerland's cut.
Oh, that was that burp of the throttle. I was watching the bar of the saw on the block. He ripped the saw out of his own hands.
Yeah, dropped it almost. Overall championship points. STIHL Timbersports, Nate Hodges, that cut right there, taking over the top spot ahead of Matt Slingerland. Cassidy Shear comes into this one in second place points to start this discipline. Down in fourth place right now, but of course he still has his cut yet to come.
Go!
Let's see, can he hold it together? Big shove. Bottom of number 3 is a little thin, but I think it's all there. He thinks it's all there.
He's liking it.
I don't see anybody getting too upset on stand number 1.
The cut is good.
There it is.
New leader Cassidy Shear in overall points with one more competitor to go.
And the plot thickens.
Yep.
Then there was one.
Got to figure out all the possible scenarios here. One cut left to go for Matthew Koger. It stands right now. He is 8 points behind. Be 9 points to win outright is what he needs. Job number 1, make 3 complete cuts. You got to do that. 1A saw must start.
Cut over the line, don't hit the bottom of the log, make sure your starter cord's tethered, help turn the fuel on, don't forget your ignition switch and decomps. Just remember to set your throttle lock?
Sure, sounds simple.
Yeah.
Job number 3 would be lay down a cut faster than that of Walt Page.
Cassidy Shear currently on top of STIHL championship points. All you can do is stand there and watch. Just pace a little bit in the 4x8 box up there.
2, 1, go!
6-time champ, will it be 7? Wow! Wow!
That's the exclamation point.
No, there's trouble. There's trouble. I think I know what it is too. Oh, don't tell me. Oh my gosh. Matt Koger has come up underneath
What has happened here?
the log. Will be disqualified for cutting over the line. No championship number 7.
DQ, cut over the line.
No championship number 7. The gentleman with Dave Jewett has just won.
Cassie, you seem so relaxed. You did what you had to do. You maxed out your hot sauce. Tell us what you're feeling.
I'm just ecstatic right now. I want to say hi to my daughter, Everly, and my wife, Nicole, at home. Thank you guys for all the support, for letting me pursue this dream. And yeah, just all my friends who have helped me out and helped me get where I'm at. The U.S. champion. Woo!
And congratulations, you will be representing the United States at the World Championships. There you go, that's your national champion going for a World Championship pretty soon, Cassidy Shear. Yo-ho!
A definite dream come true for Cassidy. And he'll take home a John Deere Gator and represent the U.S. at the upcoming STIHL Timbersports World Championship. On the podium with Cassidy is Matt Slingerland finishing in third. And rookie Nate Hodges finishing second. He'll take home a Duluth Trading Company prize pack in his first U.S. championship. Well, thanks for joining us and congratulations again to Cassidy Shear. We'll see you next time.